In this video, I'm going to share the 3 mistakes that you're probably making in your hiring process that are hurting your small business. If you've ever made a hiring mistake, meaning you've hired somebody who just hasn't fit or who hasn't performed up to expectations, then this video is for you. Now, the hiring mistakes I'm going to talk about today are not gross, serious, big mistakes that anyone really makes, but these are consistently the mistakes that I see business CEOs making when they come into our High Performance Culture Academy. And by fixing these little things, they see the difference in the type of candidates and the type of employees they bring into their organization, and they see the growth of their organization as a result of that. Okay, right before I dive in, I want to make sure that you have subscribed to the channel. If you haven't, please do so right now and make sure you hit the bell icon. My name is Sadaf Sheikh, and I'm not going to take up any more of your time. We're going to jump right in. Okay, mistake number 1 is not being clear on the goals that you're trying to achieve with this particular hire. Now, I've mentioned this on the channel here before, but it's worth reiterating. So what I mean by this is that when you're not clear on exactly which objectives this employee is going to help you achieve, the problem is it's very easy to get swayed by the really, say, fancy resume or the candidate that really presents outstanding, like how they present themselves. And you're like, that is the person I want in my organization. But what you fail to see is that the resume that they bring forward might be too much or too little for the goals that you have in mind. And I can tell you, because I've been doing recruiting for 15 years and I have done this before, where you think that all of this experience that the person brings to the table is actually going to serve them in the role, but then the role itself is not as big as what they're accustomed to. And what happens with that is that they walk in with a certain expectation because you haven't been able to communicate exactly what you're going to have them do, or you've communicated in a way that, you get excited and you're like, oh, well, and also because you have this experience, you can do this and you can do this, but you don't have the infrastructure inside the organization to support them to be able to actually do all those wonderful fancy things that you want them to do. So my objective with this one is to explain that the goal of the role is extremely important. The goal of the role. I actually like the sound of that. Mistake number 2 is not making yourself look attractive enough. Now, I know this may sound a little bit superficial, like what the heck does this mean? But hear me out. And again, I've talked about this on the channel before. Problem is, small businesses feel like they're competing with these big organizations for talent. And the reality is there's no competition. You, as a small business, have some unique offerings to give to your potential employees that is different from what the larger companies give you. Your unique value proposition from an employee's perspective is the fact that you're small. And a lot of small businesses forget to really highlight that benefit. So here's what I see a lot of small businesses do. They'll craft a job description with all the things that they think that they need. Let's say you even got mistake number 1 down pat and you know what goals you're trying to achieve. You post the job on several job boards, on LinkedIn and Indeed and all these other places, and you wait. And the problem is this post and pray method of recruitment is it's outdated, and secondly, it's not serving you. So in order to attract the best candidates, and you have to actually go out there and make yourself attractive to them where they live. And so part of that involves creating a stellar employee value proposition. Now, I did a video on how to create an employee value proposition. You can catch that over here. But also, I think it's important that you remember that it's not like those days where, an employee looks at a job description and thinks that, okay, yeah, this is a good job description for my experience. Those days are gone. Now the employees are looking for, what does this employer have to offer me that matches with my values and what I want in an organization? It doesn't matter to people anymore, especially the younger, newer generation coming in. Matters less about the prestige of working at like an Apple or a Pepsi or a KPMG. That is gone because people recognize those larger organizations don't really give them everything. Sure, it's fancy, but they don't give them everything that they want if they're ambitious and they want more responsibilities. So craft your employee value proposition in a way that caters to the people that you're trying to attract. And this brings me to mistake number 3, which is not knowing who your ideal employee is. Now, having a picture of your ideal employee is so important. And I don't mean to say like what the person looks like or what it is, what experience or background they have, but you do need to know, like in terms of the culture that you're trying to build in your organization, who is that employee that is going to fit perfectly? What do they need to bring to the table in order to round out all of the experience that you have at the table at this moment in time? And when you don't know who your ideal employee is, you don't know how to write that employee value proposition that appeals to them. So, for example, if you're looking for somebody that has some great prolific writing experience and somebody who writes really, really well, and you want to hire them to do either your marketing or you want them to do your job descriptions even. And so the initial reaction for most employers is to go onto LinkedIn and say, okay, well, this is what we're looking for. We're looking for a writer with 5 years of experience. But really what you're looking for is people that match the writing style or that are able to write the way you want them to write. So if you're not clear on what that ideal employee does or how they work, it's very difficult to go on LinkedIn and say, oh, we want a whole bunch, we want this person, but we're not really sure what that looks like until we see them. That is a hiring mistake that I see employers make a lot. So define your ideal employee. Figure out what makes you unique in an employee's eyes, and get clear on your goals. Those are my 3 tips for ensuring that you're not going to make any hiring mistakes moving forward. And if you need support on any of these, actually I go way, way deeper on the employee value proposition and the ideal employee persona in my High Performance Culture Academy program. The doors are going to be opening for the program very soon. I want you to join the masterclass, and the link to the masterclass is going to be below. In this class, I'm going to show you the tips on exactly how to hire your next star employee in 21 days or less. Yes, it is possible to hire your next star employee in 21 days or less if you have some of these key things in place. So I hope to see you at that training. It goes into a lot more depth than I can in like a 10-minute video. So I hope to see you there. The link to register is in the description below. Now I want to hear from you. Which of these 3 mistakes really resonated with you, and which one are you going to be able to fix immediately before you make your next hire? Comment below and let us know. And also check out these 2 videos on both the employee value proposition and how to set goals in your organization so that you're hiring appropriately. I hope to see you in the next video next week, same day, same place, same time. Bye-bye.